Welcome to Nostalgic Necro. It's really good to be back. I've been away on vacation. I had a great time in Thailand. I had a great time in Vietnam. But I was really excited to get back to the channel and I was really yearning just to get back into it. And when I got back, I had all this energy and then I realized I actually don't know what to play because I hadn't really thought that far ahead. I just knew that I wanted to get back into doing stuff. And then I was like, what do I actually play today? So I thought about it for a while and I thought, let me return to this Orzhov Auras self-bounce deck that I played last season because me and Mochikio have been having a nice dialogue in the YouTube comments. He's taken this deck and played it quite a lot and given me some interesting suggestions on how to possibly refine it and make it better. And the most important one, I think, is his recommendation of cutting out the Shard Mage's Rescue, which is very, very good because it's an enchantment that gives hexproof, and therefore because it's an enchantment it fuels the Optimistic Scavenger and it also fuels with the Ethereal Armor. However, it doesn't give indestructible, which means that this deck is very vulnerable to certain things like sweepers, so he recommends going for Restoration Magic instead. Now of course it's not an enchantment, that's the downside, but you do get the indestructible with this. So that's the one idea. And then the other thing he suggested was to try the Wonderweave Aerialist, 2 mana for a 2/2 Ward 2, so it sort of protects itself, and then if it's modified you get flying with it as well. We have lots of ways of modifying our creatures in this deck. We have the Ethereal Armor to do that. We can do it with the Sheltered by Ghosts, as well as with the Roll Tokens from the Lord Skitter's Blessing and the Spiteful Hex Mage. And then to make space for the Wonderweave Aerialist, I cut out the Case of the Stashed Skeletons, which is pretty sad. I really like this card, and it is an enchantment as well, which synergizes really well with this deck. But that was the only card I felt like I could cut out of this deck to make space for this Wonderweave Aerialist. And then the other change that I made was I cut out some planes for the Multiversal Passage because this card is just very, very good to do mana fixing in the deck. And yeah, that's the idea. In terms of how the deck sort of is supposed to function optimally, you know, this would be our curve. We'd get down the Spiteful Hexmage on turn 1. On turn 2, play Lord Skitter's Blessing. Replace the Cursed Roll token of the Spiteful Hexmage with a Wicked Roll token of the Lord Skitter's Blessing. Get a 4/3 on turn 2. Very, very powerful start if you can do that. And then also if that Spiteful Hexmage survives, you start drawing cards with the Lord Skitter's Blessing. And then the other ways to bounce that roll token. The one is with the Nurturing Pixie, and you can also do it with Sunpearl Kirin. Sunpearl Kirin draws you a card when you do it because it has this little piece of text that says if it was a token, draw a card. So that's really cool little synergy there as well. And then also, of course, with the Nurturing Pixie and the Sunpearl Kirin, we can also bounce things like the Momentum Breaker and the Nowhere to Run in order to, you know, bounce our stuff to our hand, replay it, and, you know, keep killing our opponent's stuff. So that's the basic idea for the deck. Then we also have, you know, Sheltered by Ghosts, very, very flexible removal. Like I said, Optimistic Scavenger, very, very good with the whole enchantment synergy. And then Ethereal Armor is sort of our finisher. You can imagine a world where we get this down on the Wonderweave Aerialist, make it really, really big. It's got flying, it's got water, it's protected, and we swing in for the win, or, you know, presenting very, very close to lethal. So yeah, that's the idea for today. And as always, I may be the Nostalgic Necro, but I'm putting my nostalgia aside because Mochikio gave me some interesting suggestions on how to make this Orzhov self-bounce auras better, and I wanted to try it. Let's find out how it does in the arena today. Okay, well, it's good to be back. It's weird to be back in a way. I feel very... Oh my god, what do we do with this hand? This hand's terrible. We don't have a creature. Gotta mull that. We have no creature. Let's mull that again. Now we have creatures but no lands. Oh, this is not how I anticipated. This is not how I anticipated my return going. Well, let's hope to draw land. How you guys doing? Yeah, it's been a long time. I was playing some games in Unranked earlier, just to like get a feel for it, and man, I feel very rusty. Okay, this is very lucky. The fact that we drew land there is huge. Lord Skitter pumps up our stuff, and we get the token, and we get the, you know, +1/+1 off the Optimistic Scavenger. Okay, our situation is not looking so bad right now. Let's see if this Optimistic Scavenger can live. So yeah, I mean, I had a great holiday really, and it's good to be back though. I felt like quite a strong longing to return and get back into the recording and stuff. Okay, now we need a creature. We don't get a creature. Opponents foiled our plans here. Do we just Momentum Breaker? I think we better hold on to this Momentum Breaker for a creature that they'll play. Yeah, I mean, the holiday was good. I had really a good time. But, yeah, like every day I was like, even on the days where I had a good time, I was like, oh, I want to get back to the channel, you know? So, let's see how it goes. But this is not the start I was hoping for. Restoration Magic? Oh, God. Okay. I guess I probably should have played Momentum Breaker there since the opponent now knows about it. Yeah, I think this game has probably gotten a bit away from us. So anyways, in the choose a card, search our opponent's graveyard, hand, and library. I wonder what opponent's going to go for here. Maybe Sheltered by Ghosts. Yeah, I was warming up because I hadn't played in so long. They go for Momentum Breaker. And it was weird, like speaking again into the mech. It took me like 10 minutes to like reconfigure the mech. Opponents taking a long time, probably looking through our deck to figure out what's in there. What does this do? When Scouring Storm's power and toughness equal the number of lands you control. Ah man, had that Optimistic Scavenger just survived, this game could have been very, very different. No creature here, so I don't think we can keep this. Got a mullet. That's better. 2 creatures will put away a Restoration Magic. Seems good to me. I guess we'll start with this and the Spiteful Hex Mage. So, yeah, the holiday was really, really good and had a lot of time to think about things and stuff like that, but yeah, that's a pretty good draw. I was very, very keen to get back into things, so glad to be back and glad to be playing some Magic again. As you can see, currently in, what is this, Silver? Because I haven't been doing any playing at all. I've been too busy, you know, traveling and flying around and stuff like that. So, really have taken a complete break. And let's see how the meta's shifted, what's happened that I'm not used to, you know. I'm not really sure what's going on right now with this new meta, if anything. Okay, we just attack here. Don't have many options here. We can just hold up this Restoration Magic. Opponent hits us with Slick Shot. Let's see how bad this is. It's okay. I'm hoping they target one of my creatures so I can protect it. Yeah, okay, good. So wait, what is this? Target when you control and you gain 3 life. Oh, let's do that then. We'll gain life, sure, why not? Okay, now we can Momentum Breaker the Slick Shot and hope that that's enough. Attack here. Man, if we had one more land, we could have played down the Scavenger and the Momentum Breaker. See how it goes. Opponent's eyeing the Pixie, so it looks like they wanna kill it. We could just draw a land, it'll be really nice. That's okay. Sheltered by Ghost is great. Just attack here. I assume they're gonna have some interaction for the Pixie or the Hex Mage. They do. They have Lightning Helix. It's fine. Go for the Scavenger here. I'm ready for any creature with Sheltered by Ghosts. Slick Shot. Sheltered by Ghosts. Ooh boy. We've been really stuck on lands here, huh? That is lucky because it means we can pick up the momentum breaker. Right, we have enough mana for everything, right? We have the right colors. Yeah. Pick up the momentum breaker here. Really, really lucky to draw that land, although we've been really constrained this whole game. Attack here. Opponent's got one card in hand. What can they do? This opponent's been very resourceful. I'm not counting them out just yet. Okay. Ah, we had lethal, right? Damn. If I put Sheltered by Ghosts, I could have... Okay, they got into action. That's fine. Yeah, we could have presented lethal there, but I'm not sure if that would have been the right option anyways. White into tapped. Because I think we could have put the Sheltered by Ghost and then used the Scavenger to give 1/1 and yeah, presented lethal that way. But they had into action anyway, so it wouldn't have worked out so well. Okay, that was cool. Certainly, I don't know, I feel like my commentary is still catching up with me. I don't feel like I'm expressing myself as well as I used to before this break. It's been so long, it's been so long. Okay, opponent goes first. It's a good hand. We got the Scavenger. So we have something to do on turn 1. And then we got the Lord Skitter. Scavenger Lord Skitter is a great start, actually. So we go for you and you. And I'm just a little bit nervous because playing Lord Skitter and putting it on the Scavenger gives us a big creature. But it is quite vulnerable. I think we Shelter by Ghost the Arabella though. I don't think we can mess around with that. Arabella's very, very dangerous. Sorry, no. You. Take the Arabella and hope that they don't have a way of killing our optimistic Scavenger right now. That'll be pretty sad. They'd have to have something like Shock or something, because they need to pay the ward 2. What does Jeskai do? At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1, gains lifelink until end of turn. Okay. What do we do here? We could go for Lord Skitter to start gaining card advantage, or get this down and try get a huge flyer next turn. I think I like the idea of trying to give this thing flying. I mean, cards would be nice, but if we can just present an aerial threat, we might be able just to kill them very quickly. Okay, let's make sure we sequence this right. So we're gonna do Lord Skitter. Gonna put everything on this weave, I think. Opponent scoops. Okay, they saw that there was gonna be a bit too much damage for them to deal with. Okay, feeling good right now with this deck. Let's see how it keeps going. We go first. I feel like, isn't this the third game where I've been on the play? That's pretty good luck, right? Okay, so we can play... Oof. Yeah, so if we could play Scavenger first, that would be great. But we can't, so I guess we just go for the Hex Mage. Unfortunately, we can bounce it with the Sunpearl Kieran. Sanctifier. Is there any point flashing in the Kieran? No, I think we can just do this. Also, you get the card draw of the Kieran bounce because it's a token that's bounced. Cool synergy there. Rest in peace. That doesn't bother me. Opponent's clearly trying to deal with some problems that they've been having in the meta that I'm probably not that aware of. I think we just go for double optimistic scavenger here. Okay. Yeah, I guess I should have attacked first. No point not to attack first, right? Okay, double optimistic scavenger. That means that next time when we play Ethereal Armor, we can make something really, really huge. And we also have the Wonderweave Aerialist as well. No blocks. More than happy with that. Okay, I think this is going to be pretty crazy, right? It's going to be a lot of damage. I guess we don't actually have that many enchantments, so actually it won't be as much as I thought. Yeah, we don't actually have any enchantments out. Happy to attack with both here. Apply maximum pressure. Get down the Aerialist. Okay, opponent's been stuck on 2 lands here the whole game pretty much. Sheltered by Ghosts, that is pretty bad. Oh boy. Oh man, that's terrible. Sheltered by Ghosts, wow, okay, that's not great. Oh yeah, we just block this, right? I think that's first strike, right? Sunpearl Kieran. Is there anything we want to bounce? No. Attack here. I think opponent should have attacked there with the Ajani. Opponent's still got 5 cards in hand. If they can just find this land, I think they can still get away. Because they probably have a lot of stuff that they want to play. They just can't play right now. Opponent might attack. They decide not to attack this time. Again, this Ethereal Armor is very sad. Oh, it's not that sad. Well, yeah, the Ethereal Armor is sad, but we get to put 2 counters on our creature here. Get opponent down to 1. And what comes next? What comes next? Opponent's down to 1. Do they have another piece of interaction for the Sunpearl Kieran that has flying? They have a Healer's Hawk. So that gives them another turn because they can block the Sunpearl Kieran. They can draw cards. Oh boy, opponent's very resourceful here, even though they only have 2 lands here. Spiteful Hex Mage will give us more power to Kieran because the Wicker Roll token is an enchantment. So we can do this and put the double counters on you and then attack with a 3/3. I think that's pretty good, right? Now opponent will block this, the Kieran. They take the damage from the Scavenger though. Opponent must be wondering where their land is. Okay, they finally do find it. It's taken them a long time. Banishing Light. They take out the Sunpool Cairn with that. We lose the Ethereal Armor. Sunpool Cairn, another one. Does it help us in any way? It doesn't really help us. I mean, it's a creature. But it has to block. Opponent's thinking here, but they do have to block something. Down to 1. We get the Hex Mage back. Let's just distribute this, I think, as much as we can. This can just enter tapped. We can draw a card with a Sunpool Cairn by bouncing one of these Cursed Roll tokens. But let's first see if opponent has interaction. Run like a bat. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. Okay, well, we'll draw a card with the Sunpool Cairn. Why not, right? Bounce the token. So we get a card this way. We get another card. This has flying. I think we just attack all in here and the opponent's dead. They can block this, but they take 6. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, they just did, right? Oh, but they gain life, whoops. Okay, but they go to 0, yeah, okay. Okay, cool. I feel like my vocal cords are getting back into the swing of things. And, you know, currently this deck is doing pretty well. Let's see if it keeps going. I do think I've been on the play a lot, though. Okay. Opponent goes first. And we have 1 land. So it seems our luck has run out a little bit here. Clearly a mull. This is a keep. We're going to keep our creatures. We'll keep this for removal. I think we put away the Ethereal Armor. I think we can lose. Like, we need our creatures. We need this to be able to bounce something. That's currently how I feel. Nurturing Pixie. So we can start with the Hex Mage here. Next turn we can bounce the Cursed Roll token. Then it takes 2. Green, white, and red. Red is inside. Okay, this looks like it might be, yeah, some sort of reanimator or ramp deck. Yeah, it looks like a ramp. So what does that mean for us? Do we just go for max damage here? Wait, if we're playing the Pixie, we don't need to take damage, right? Okay, bounce the token. And it's down to 16. They will get this Fenrir down, I assume. I would love to draw land so that I could start bouncing the Momentum Breaker. Right now, it's a little bit difficult. We only have 1 piece of removal, but we need to keep bouncing it to kill their stuff. Opponent seems to have something. They got the Torch the Tower. Not great. But we will just go for the Momentum Break, I think. We'll also go for the Aerialist. and then try and modify it. But no, I think this is good, especially because they have Delirium. I don't think we can allow them to hit us with Delirium. Okay. Opponent plays the Fenrir. They get to ramp here. And they have a blocker now, which is quite unfortunate. Okay, that's pretty good. It means we can... let's just think here. So I think we're going to have to... Okay, I think we'll use the Ethereal Armor on the Hex Mage and try to bounce the Momentum Break at end of turn. Let's see if opponent goes for the block here. They decide to take it. Okay, I think this coming turn is very important. If the opponent, they do have Yuna, I was worried about a big creature coming down. And we only have the... And now this thing has lifelink as well. Okay, so I think what we do is we... Oh man, they're gonna take over this game, right? And we can block this, kill it, but they can just reanimate stuff with Yuna as well. I think this game is too far away now. We'll try this, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Because they get another creature back with Yuna. They'll probably get the Overlord, they'll kill the Hex Mage. And then we have Momentum Breaker, but it won't be enough because I can keep getting it back. If we had land, we could double Momentum Breaker. But yeah, I think good game, opponents. We have lost this one for sure. I don't think you can get back from this situation. Okay, taking a loss there. Let's see how we recover. Opponent goes first again. Where's my luck, man? Where's my luck? Seems to have dried up now. Spiteful Hexmage on turn 1 is good. Yeah, I mean, we keep this hand. It's not great though. So let me just think. We could go for the... I was thinking whether you just hold up the Hexmage and play the Wonderweave Aerialist. But I don't think it's going to work out. We have to apply pressure early on, right? Gonna have to hope to find some way to get rid of this cursed roll token in the near future. Where's the Lord Skitter's Blessings, man? I love that card and I never seem to draw it. I think I drew it in the first game, but I haven't seen it since then. Opponents taking their time here, thinking about what they want to do. Is this control? What's up here? It does nothing in the end. Well, we'll go with this. We don't have the best situation here. We don't have really anything to really apply too much pressure here. Opponent is doing what? Is this Oculus? Let's find out. If they discard Oculus, we can assume that they want to reanimate it, maybe? Pixie is good. Means we can bounce the... It is Oculus. Oof. A2 life here. I think we're gonna use the Pixie to bounce the token. We're gonna need to hold up this Sheltered by Ghosts for the Oculus that I think is gonna be reanimated next turn. let's see if it is reanimated. That won't be great. And it's steadily gaining life with all these tranquil coves. Interesting, they don't reanimate Oculus. So either they don't have it, or they are... or they're trying to bait something. Can we stop drawing lands, maybe? Do we use this Sheltered by Ghosts? I don't think so. I think we need to hold this Sheltered by Ghosts for Oculus. And just let this enter tapped. Okay. Let's see if the Oculus comes down now. I've got a feeling it's coming down. It's Day of Judgment. Where's my restoration magic? I put it in this deck. I feel like I never draw it. Okay, and they get Oculus. Oh boy. Okay, Optimistic Scavenger. Does that give us a chance here? I don't love the chances, but, you know, we'll try. Play this on white. Tapped, I guess. Okay, let's see. I think opponent might have a trick up their sleeve here, and then I think we're probably just going to scoop it up here. Not going to block in case they flip it into another Oculus or something. I feel like Day of Judgment's coming, or yes. Okay. We can good game the opponent here. We ain't coming back from that. Ah, boy. Tough loss. Tough loss. Okay, well, after a really strong start, I've been taking a couple of losses now, and it's not feeling good. I want to feel again like this deck is invulnerable, please. Okay, what do we do with this hand? I guess we keep it. I mean, do you mull this hand? It's got one creature. Oof, boy. I'll keep it, but... now I draw all the restoration magics. Bristly Bill. So, I think we go for the Wonderweave Aerialist here. We have to hope that they don't go too crazy this coming turn. Bristly Bill, but they're playing white, so it's not mono green landfall. Are people still playing mono green landfall? I don't really know what's up with the meta right now. Okay, they tap out. That's good. Because I really want to take out something here. What's worse? What is this? At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. This thing looks insane. Bristly Bill's also insane, but this looks more insane, right? I think this is more problematic than even Bristly Bill, and I didn't think I'd ever say that, but this card looks really problematic. I don't think we can let it survive here. Okay. Let's see what opponent throws at us now. This Bristly Bill is going to get very big. Oh man, we're going to have to find removal in quick. With 2 lands, so the Bristly Bill becomes a 7/7. That is pretty rough. Okay, still can't find any removal. So I guess we go for the Lord Skitter's Blessing here. So this makes it +1/+1. It's a 4/3. So do we play defensive? I think we have to play defensive here. We could attack, but I think we're going to lose the race, right? Their Bristly Bull's a bit too big. We're going to have to try and use this restoration magic to protect the Wonderweave Aerialist and sort of just block with it as well. I'm going to hold up the other mana just in case they have some trick that I need to respond to. Okay, so at least our stuff doesn't die. Tifa. I really need to hit removal. Okay, we hit removal. Oh, that's so good. Oof, that's lucky. So we Momentum Breaker. Force them to sack something. And all their protection that they probably have in hand is pretty useless now. And we can play the Nurturing Pixie to pick it up and kill the other thing. Man, that's a real lucky draw. Oof. Okay. Okay. I think we're probably okay here. Pick up Momentum Breaker. Put it back down. We are tapped out now. So, gotta hope that we can just survive this turn and hold up this Resto magic for future. What does this do? Okay. Okay, double Resto magic. That's a lot of Resto magic. And we have all the flash in the world now. I think our situation is very good now. I'm not exactly sure what this deck is, but it seems to be some variation on landfall. And why do they have white, actually? We haven't seen anything white, right? Yeah, we don't need to do anything. We just sit tight here. Bristly Bull. We got all the removal in the world for it. Okay. We will Sunpearl Kieran. Okay, an opponent scoops there. Very, very lucky to get the Momentum Breaker on the Lord Skitter's Blessing draw. And almost up to that. What is the next phase? Gold, I think? Gold, right? Let's see if we can get there. Alrighty, can we get to that gold tier, man? Come on, let's do it. We go first. This is pretty good. It's a bit land heavy, but it's certainly keepable. Yeah, it's land heavy, but keepable. Gonna have to hope to not flood here. Basically, we never want to draw another land again. That's the prayer that I'm putting to the magic gods. Opponent is thinking about something. Maybe opponent will just time out and scoop. That'll be great. Then I can just get to that gold. You know, once you hit that new tier, you're always like, okay, you know, at least like if I take lots of losses now, I just can't really go down. But opponent has come back. They're here for a fight. Opponent plays white, and it looks like it's Lifegain. Momentum Break is very good against Lifegain. So we'll just do that. Try to just basically hope that they only play one creature a turn, and then we can just keep killing it with Momentum Breaker. Hold up this Sheltered by Ghost for something more relevant. Okay, it looks like they have two creatures. It's not great. Ethereal Armor. Is this the first time I've seen that in this game? I think it is. In all the games I've played, actually. We haven't drawn this very often. So, think about this. I think we're going to start with the Pixie. Hello. Yeah, let's just Pixie up here. Pick up the Momentum Breaker. Just slam it down again. Keep making the Scavenger bigger. They'll drop. They drop the Healer's Hawk. I wonder why. I mean, Healer's Hawk is pretty good. The Vanguard is good, but you need a wide board state for it. Maybe they think they can't get through the Pixie. Okay. They go for the Skiada. Lets them draw a card if they can gain life. Yeah, they can gain life, right? No, they don't draw a card even? Oh, opponent scoops? Nice. Okay, well, I think it's gold now, right? Is that what happens? Do we go to gold? Yay! Gold. And then we've got to make it all the way up gold, and then you get to platinum. Oh my word, then platinum, then diamond, diamond, mythic. Oh, it's a long road. That's why I say, don't think too far ahead. Just try to take it one game at a time. Welcome back. I put my nostalgia aside because I was really keen to get back into the swing of things and also play this Orzhov Auras self-bounce deck with Mochikio's suggestions. I really enjoyed playing this deck last season, so I was pretty excited to try it again. And overall, this is my impression based on the suggestions. The first is that I do think Restoration Magic probably makes sense for Shard Mage's Rescue. Shard Mage's Rescue, of course, synergizes much better with the deck, but having that extra protection with Indestructible just gives you that extra insurance and security that, you know, if your opponent plays a Day of Judgment or if you come up against control, you do have a way of dealing with it. The Wonderweave Aerialist, I was less convinced on for a couple of reasons. The one is that I feel like with that and the Restoration Magic, we lose a bit too much of the enchantment synergy that this deck needs to get going. There were a couple of times where we had Ethereal Armor and we just weren't really able to get a big pump out of it because we didn't have enough enchantments. So I feel like that plus Restoration Magic is probably a bit much. Also, we already have a lot of flying threats with the Nurturing Pixie and the Sunpearl Kirin. So do we really need another one? Is this really the optimal card? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm not that convinced by it at this point. Of course, we could go back to the case of the Stash Skeleton, but I was thinking that maybe this Most Helpful Weaver would be actually the right card now that we have through the Omenpaths set. So pay 2 mana, you can get a 2/1 spider green creature token. So immediately you get that creature, which is very, very good. And then the phase 3 is the most important one because we're able to give a creature double strike until end of turn. I can imagine a world where we have a flyer like the Nurturing Pixie or the Sunpearl Kirin down. We make it really huge with Ethereal Armor. We have some Restoration Magic to protect it, and then we give it a double strike and probably swing in for lethal. So I'd be pretty keen to try out this card. I've seen it pop up in a couple of decks, and it does seem very, very powerful. I haven't played with it yet, so I'm excited to give it a shot, maybe in an updated version of this deck or in something else. But yeah, that'll be the gameplay for today though, and I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, stay tuned and consider subscribing because I'm back and there's going to be more un-nostalgic Necro coming soon.